You know what we do a lot on this podcast?
What?
Talk about my unfortunate misadventures or whatever.
Oh, your dating life?
With girls. Yeah. And I think it's time to flip the script and talk about you guys. Because I know that your current significant others aren't necessarily the first ones that you've had, right?
Right. Actually,
no comment. I don't know.
No comment. So you don't want to open up about this stuff. However, it's expected that I do.
Because if you're dating, that's why.
But you've had
I'll talk
in the
up.
past,
Graham,
right?
I think it's fair.
It's fair.
What do you want to know?
How many girlfriends have you had?
Wow, this is
How many?
spicy.
0 to 10.
0 to 10.
0 to 10.
So 9?
So like
0 to 10.
9.5?
0 to 10.
Okay. When did you have your first girlfriend?
17.
And what did you like about her?
Oh God, I mean a lot of things. She's great, really nice. Same interests, very smart. She's very book smart, like straight A student. I was not. So.
What do you think she liked in you?
Oh man, I was in the band. I was in the band.
I was in the band. Wait, like
Girls
the
like
school
bands.
band or like a rock band?
A rock band. I was in the band, the school band.
Oh.
What
I
were you
was the
doing in the
drummer
rock band?
The band. I played the drums.
And you thought that was attractive to her?
Yeah.
So
we met
did
through
she
a
go to
mutual
your
friend.
shows?
She did. Yeah.
And how did you ask her out?
You know what? This is actually how it came to be. That's a funny story. We all went to a friend's house, and they were trying to set me up with this other friend. Her name was Olivia, and they were trying to set me up with her. And I went on one date with Olivia so far, and I don't think she liked me at all. And I took her to the Cheesecake Factory.
No, it's something cheap, man.
I brought my own drink to pour in the water, and we split something. We had this thing where we'd go to the Cheesecake Factory,
But their dishes are so
and
big.
split the nachos. So like we'd leave at like $12 or something like that. It was really cheap. So we did that. I don't think she liked me at all. And then this was the second day we were having like a whole bunch of friends over for a movie night, and Olivia came, and we just were not hitting it off. Or I was just like kind of into her, but I don't think she was into me at all. And anyway, we were all in a group, and I had on that like the flip phone back then. My screen, like the background of the screen was a lotus. It was a yellow lotus, and I flipped it up, and then this other girl over said, "Wait a second, is that a Lotus?" I'm like,
no.
I'm like, yeah, it's a Lotus. She's like, "Oh, that's my favorite car." I'm like, "You know Lotus?" And we started talking, and then I just basically went from Olivia to who became my girlfriend.
And how did you ask her out? How long did you know her before asking her out?
I don't think I ever asked her
So it was
out.
just kind of a gradual.
Yeah. Well, what happened? I left something at the house, and then she said, "Oh, well, we could just meet up tomorrow, and I'll give it to you then." And then
classic.
Was it her house?
No, it was a friend house.
you
But
just
she was
left earlier or
she was
something.
spending the night there,
Got it.
and she's like, "Oh, we could just meet up tomorrow."
And how long did you guys date for?
A year and a half, I think.
So wow, so
Yeah.
you know,
Year and a half, almost 2 years. A year and a half, almost. 2
and
years,
what
yeah.
led to the end of it?
Oh man, multiple things. First of all, I got really into real estate, and I just became. I was just like very narrow-minded, very like just shallow when it came to stuff. Like when I started going to real estate, it just created this huge separation between like what I was used to and like high school. Because she was a year below me, and so she was in high school when I started doing real estate. And once I got in that whole like working phase, I couldn't relate to the high school mentality
I totally
anymore.
get
Like
that.
I couldn't do it. And so she'd want to go and like, and nothing bad, but like hang out with her friends on a Friday night or a Saturday. And we were all like in the same friend group, but I would go there and I would just be like miserable hanging out with her friends. And they were the same, but I was the one that had changed. And I just go there and be like, this is so stupid. Why are they talking about this? None of this stuff matters. And I was just like, I was so used to everyone else like in real estate.
You wouldn't tell her that though, that you weren't having fun.
I think I did. I probably made her life hell. No, I probably put her in some really bad positions. Normal stuff that I couldn't get into and I couldn't fake it. and she could tell that I was not having a good time. And I think it put her in a bad position because like her friends could also tell I don't want to be there. And then, I think a lot of times I was like, I just want to leave. Let's go. And it's like, that's terrible.
You'd say that to her?
I think so.
I
told you, man. I told you. But, I'm pretty sure I did. Or I would be like, okay, well, what time can we leave? How about we leave at this time? And it was bad. It was bad. So anyway. But then when she was going off to college, I think there was something that she went to that, or you know what it was? She invited me to go with her and some friends to like something. And I said I didn't want to go. That
you
was
just told her you didn't want to go?
I would say,
Did she ask why?
I'd just say, no, you're going to have, I think in my mind, I'm like, she'll have fun with her friends and stuff like that. Like, I don't need to be there. But I didn't want to be there. And I thought, she'll have a good time on her own. But I think she wanted me there. And then after that, we had the talk. After
how
that,
did that go? Did you cry?
Oh, it's afterwards I did. I think during it, I was just kind of like in disbelief a little bit. Be like, no, like she'll come back or she'll change her mind in a day.
She instigated the breakup.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Have you ever broken up with any of your girlfriends, or have you only been broken up with?
Yeah, that was my only breakup.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you went full real estate grind mode.
Then I went real estate. I mean, that worked out. Worked out. So in the end, like, I made so many mistakes with that like I won't repeat the same mistakes.
And
I try not to.
Have you spoke to her anytime in the last like 5 years?
Maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Probably. It would have been at least like probably 4 years ago, something like that. Yeah, but not like spoken. I think this was just like over Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was just, you know what? She got married. And I think I sent her, and this was just like a genuine like, hey, because we had so many mutual friends that it would come up on my Facebook feed. I just said, hey, hope all is well. I just want to say congratulations. Hope you're doing just an innocent sort of thing. And she responded back, oh, thanks, blah, blah. And that was it.
Good. Oh.
But yeah, so.
Yeah. I didn't expect that.
Neither did I.
Alex, I want to know about your first girlfriend.
My first girlfriend? Like
your first more serious one.
Okay, so I've only had one serious girlfriend other than my wife, and that was in high school.
Okay.
So I dated this girl for 6 months.
And what'd you like about her?
She was into like nerdy stuff like me. Like we both like Harry Potter. We both liked, like video games.
So it was similar interests? She probably liked the same thing about you?
Yeah, exactly. We were in high school, and I just think we got into like, it's so weird to explain, but we got into like the same routine. Like, like literally like after high school, I would go to her place, just hang out till whatever, 9, and I'd go home.
And that was life?
That was life.
And you guys didn't like that you were stuck in a rut, that there was no progression of the relationship, or maybe it caused you to like live very still lives?
I don't know. It was really weird. So she broke up with me, but it was really weird because there were no, I'm a really easygoing person. There were no like problems. But for me, it was like all of a sudden, like we came home on the bus because we were in high school, and like she just looked off, and then we got to her house, and then, we had the talk, and it was just very odd because like the week before everything was normal. It was like super odd. Yeah. I to be honest, I don't even know.
Were you heartbroken?
Oh yeah, I cried so much. Yeah, my parents picked me. I had to call my parents to pick me up. I wish she told me before we took the bus home.
She was probably just nervous.
Yeah.
She broke up with me, and I was heartbroken. And then I met Kelsey about probably a year and a half later in another high school because I moved. Mm-hmm. And Kelsey actually was the one who came on to me, which is, if you guys don't know, Kelsey's my wife now. And I did not date Kelsey because I was I could not relate to anybody in high school. Like kind of like how Graham was saying, I was running my wedding business when I was like 16, and everybody was making plans to go to college, and I'm like, why am I going to get into a relationship now? I'm working on building this business. Like, what if I develop feelings for this girl and then she goes to California? Like, I'm like, so I told Kelsey in high school, I was like, I can't.
You rejected her?
Yeah, basically. And she would always ask, like, I felt so terrible because, like, she'd always ask, like, why? And I'm just like, I'm not into, like, she thought it was her. And I'm like, it's not you. I'm just, like, in my head space. Like, I'm not in the right headspace to be dating. And I'm so glad I did that because, I mean, you never know, right? Like, what if we dated in high school and then we broke up or whatever? And so
Yeah.
I reconnected with her later and she became my wife.